Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal. Today's July 12th, and we look at yet another beneficiary of New York's liberalization of abortion laws in 1970. Yes, it was now going to be safe and legal land, sunshine and unicorns. So Pearl was 42 years old and 20 weeks pregnant when she sought one of these newfangled safe legal abortions under New York State's new law at St. Luke's Hospital in New York City. She was brought into the operating room on July 6th of 1970 for a hysterotomy abortion, which is simply a C-section in which the intention is to just let the baby die. So July 6th, legalization became effective July 1st. This is 6 days into our new abortion utopia. This abortion was performed under general anesthesia, and Pearl was also going to have her tubes tied during the surgery. But about 45 minutes into the procedure, Pearl had a reaction to the anesthesia and never regained consciousness. She died on July 12th, leaving her husband John to care for their 4 children. Now, not surprisingly, this 1970 liberalization of abortion made New York an abortion mecca until Roe v. Wade said that every state had to just allow them to do whatever the hell they pleased. And the deaths got to be spread out a little bit. Here are some of the other women who benefited from abortion utopia. Carmen, also in July of 1970, had the salt solution that was intended to kill the fetus accidentally injected into her bloodstream, which killed her, which doctors in Japan had tried to say, don't do this, but American abortionists were like, like I said, the only thing that really matters was that the abortion happened and not that the woman was safe. A young woman named Barbara, also in July, a doctor, her abortion actually would have been legal regardless of the change of the law. She had sickle cell disease, so her doctor recommended an abortion, which triggered a sickle cell crisis that killed her. Amanda, in September of 1970, was sent back to her home in Indiana with an untreated hole poked in her uterus. Maria, in October 1970, the fetus was shoved through the back of her uterus into her pelvic cavity, then left there. Kimberly, in December of 70, went into cardiac arrest during an abortion. Amy, in January of 71, suffered a massive pulmonary embolism. Andrea, in January of 71, overwhelming infection. Sandra, in April of 71, committed suicide due to post-abortion remorse, and actually nobody had told her that they'd only thought she was pregnant. When they checked the tissue they'd removed, there was no unborn baby, but nobody bothered to tell her. Anita, in May of 1971, they injected her with saline and sent her home to expel the dead baby, and she just bled to death. Margaret, in June of 71, had an outpatient hysterotomy performed by Jesse Ketchum in his office, and she bled to death. Annie, in June of 71, went into cardiac arrest during anesthesia. Audrey, also in 1971, July, cardiac arrest during abortion. Vicky, in August of 71, post-abortion infection. April, in August of 71, was injected with saline for an outpatient abortion, went into shock and died. Barbara, September of 71, was injected with saline for an abortion and went into cardiac arrest and died. Tammy, in October of 71, massive post-abortion infection. Carol, October in 71, she went to the same Dr. Ketchum who had killed Margaret, and like Margaret, bled to death from multiple lacerations during that outpatient hysterotomy. Beth, in December 71, the saline that was meant to kill the fetus was injected into her bloodstream and killed her. Roseanne, in February of 71, during the saline abortion, she started vomiting and having seizures, and the vomit got into her lungs and caused aspiration pneumonia that killed her. Connie, in March of 72, went into cardiac arrest during her abortion. Julie, in April of 72, holes torn in her uterus and bowel. Robin, in May of 72, died a lingering death from complications. Roxanne, in May of 72, was given an overdose of sedatives. And Danielle, also in May of 72, got air in her bloodstream. And this is just in that period looked at by some CDC staff, published in Maternal Mortality Associated with Legal Abortion in New York State, July 1st, 1970 through June 30th, 1972. So that was what the Reaper reaped among the women during the first 2 years of unicorns and rainbows in New York.